Hello. Hello. Testing one, two, three, four. Let me see some hearts. I'm just looking at television, and you can't find anything that's inspiring or something that will challenge you to reach beyond your comfort zone, to reinvent yourself, to reflect on your life. It's the television, the iPad, the computers, they're all designed to capture our imagination, to seduce us, to get us in a hypnotic state, and to stay with them as they promote products. And and have crazy people around you who have their phones running when when you try to do a Facebook. Celeste, I can hear that. Lord have mercy. Whoa, it's so unprofessional. Well, who's being professional? I'm at home. I can relax. Okay, listen. I want you to like this page and share it. I want to share something with you. I was in Costa Rica this past week, and something happened to me. And fortunately, I had a team of people with me. Usually, I always have people with me, but there are times when I said, you know what, I'm going to just travel by myself. My children don't like for me to travel by myself. I think they think because I'm 75, I'm old, and I can't travel by myself, okay? But they're protective of me and care about me and the people that work with me. And so, fortunately, when I went to Costa Rica, I had Ona with me, my oldest daughter, Hazik, Mari Santana, and it was a very good experience, a very good experience. But something happened to me out of nowhere, and I was so thankful that I wasn't by myself. And when it happened, in the panic, I thought I was by myself. And I went out in the hallway looking for help, and then I remembered, no, there's somebody in the room with me. And Hazik had made a little pallet on the floor. I said, man, I talked to him about it the next day, but at any rate, I started just hunching him and saying, hey, listen, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. And I want to talk to you about live every day. Celeste just gave this to me. Live every day as if it were your last. Because one day, it will be. And so I started asking myself questions about how am I living, and had a conversation with Celeste of how we can finish strong. And I'm going to do a variety of things to close this year out. I'm not going to wait until next year. There's a lot of year left and things I can do. Things I can do in 2019, the year of my dreams, and things that I can do in 2020. And so there are things I want to complete this year, and there are things that I'm going to do to prepare me for next year, to jumpstart 2020. I want you to like this page and share it. I want you to take some notes on this. And so at any rate, I took some of my vitamins. And for pain, I used to be a person who took a lot of opiates. They were prescribed to me. So I got off that, and it was very challenging. That's another story. And I take Coumadin, and I take turmeric, and black pepper, and a variety of other things for inflammation and pain. And so, and there's one one herb that I take, it's as large as a soap bar. Okay, it's very large. And this one time, I've had things where I almost choked. But I had something happen to me that never happened before. I tried to swallow the pills, and I think I was half asleep, and I thought I had taken one, but I took two of these large pills, and they got stuck in my throat and would not move. And I tried to swallow, and they would not move. And I panicked. I was choking. And fortunately, it did not block my windpipe. And so I said, Hazik, Hazik, Hazik. And he jumped up. He said, what's wrong, Mr. Brown? I said, I'm choking, I'm choking. I said, can you do a Heimlich maneuver on me? I'm choking. I can't get these pills down in my throat. And he said, I don't know how to do that. Well, I'm going to take a class on this. And so I said, well, call downstairs and tell them that I'm choking. And he said, do you want me to call the ambulance? I said, call anybody that can help me. So he called downstairs and said, it's an emergency. They sent two people up, and he also asked them to call for an ambulance. Well, two guys that came up, they could not speak English. And the two of us are trying to explain to him what's happening with me as best I can. I'm holding my throat. I'm choking, I'm choking. Well, if they don't know what you're saying, you can say it loud. It won't make any difference. It does not translate. So fortunately, Mari Santana, who's bilingual, I told him, call Mari. So Mari came down and she translated to them. So the guy got behind me, and he tried to do that maneuver. What is it called, Celeste?
Heimlich.
Heimlich. He picked me up 3 or 4 times. Boom. And the pills would not come out. And I mean, this time, I'm saying to myself, oh Lord, please don't let this be it for me. All things work together for good for those who love God and for those who are called according to his purpose. Please don't let this be it for me. And it felt like if I got it down, it would be going down the wrong pipe, and I would strangle myself. And I'm thinking all kind of wild things like, oh my God, is this it? I can't go out like this. So the guy picked me up again, boom, and tried to do it. It did not work. I'm still choking, and it was thick right there in my throat. And so I said, call Valerie. Her husband, Alex, is with her. He's a fireman. He would know what to do. He came in and looked at me like I had the measles and said, no, he can talk. It's not blocking his air pipe, so I don't know what to do. And so fortunately, in the midst of all of this, Mari said, she came up with a suggestion. She said, do you know how to make yourself regurgitate? And I said, no, I've never done that before. And so she said to one of the guys, apparently in Spanish, go downstairs, get some gloves, and put your hand in his mouth to dislodge what's in his throat. Now, here's why I'm sharing this with you. Obviously, I survived. But a lot of things went through my mind that I have been intending to do that I have not done. Completing my book to the extent that I'm satisfied with it. And Mari was saying, she was saying afterwards, Lord, don't let him die now with that book in him, because I'm going to help him publish it. I want to do a reunion with all of my children, my brother and his children, and I haven't done that. And I want to, no, not I want to, I'm going to do an event with speakers that I've trained, the Les Brown Speak Off. I haven't done that. Been thinking about it for years. I've trained a lot of speakers. And the Les Brown Mastermind, a group of people that I would work with for a whole year, up close and personal. I haven't done that yet. And that's among the things that I plan to do. In fact, I want you, if you have an interest, you can email me at lesbrown77 at thelesbrown77 the THE lesbrown77 at gmail.com. So the gentleman comes back up and he says, open your mouth. And it seemed like he put his whole hand in my mouth up to his elbow. Okay, I said, you don't have to go that far, brother. Okay, and boom, he got it out. And everybody looked at those two big pills and gasped. And I was so relieved instantly. But during that time, it seemed like forever. This took around 30 to 45 minutes before they figured out what to do. A lot of things started racing through my mind that I haven't done yet. And I'm finding myself asking, what day is this? And I have this feeling that time is moving faster and faster and faster. And so I'm living like I'm under the gun. I'm living like with a sense of urgency. And so I start looking at what is it that's distracting me. I'm sure that there are things that you want to do, things that you have in mind, but guess what? The universe doesn't work the way we want it to work. It doesn't stop and say, you know what? We got to stop the clock right now. Les has so much time, but we got to stop the clock right now because he's having some challenges with one of his children. So we're going to just wait until he handles that, and then we'll start the clock moving again. It doesn't handle that. So here's the first thing that I want you to know. Do that which you have control over and let everything else go. Do that which you have control over and let everything else go. And give it to God and keep it there. I have a child that's bipolar schizophrenic. First, he was just diagnosed bipolar. Schizophrenia, that's a whole other dimension. And it's challenging. It's exhausting. And it will have you pulling your hair out, screaming, I'm getting angry, I'm baffled. What can I do? And I talked to someone who had gone through this. He said, until he says, I got a problem and I want help, there's nothing you can do but give it to God. And I would hear over the years in church, let go and let God. I've dealt with a lot of stuff. As I speak to you right now, I'm kicking cancer's butt. Cancer Centers of America say, you have 4th stage cancer. No big deal to me. I've been dealing with it for 26 years. I've dealt with a whole lot of things. But this has humbled me. This I have no control over. This, I cannot make any choices for him. He looks like me, like I made him by myself, and I have no voice, no influence, no impact whatsoever. And it's been humbling. And now, more than ever, I understand. Let go and let God. That has more meaning to me now than all the years I've heard it, because everything else I've been able to deal with. But this one here, this, let go and let God. But it's my son. What you talking about, let go? It's my son. Let go and let God, or will take you out. It's my son. Do you understand? It's my son. Let go. We got that. He came through you, but he came from God. Let go. Let go. Have you ever had to let go of something? I'm used to winning. I'm used to conquering things. I'm used to handling things. But now, I was listening to one of my own speeches saying, do what you can do, and God will do what you can't do. And what I can do is let go. Let go. And let God. Here's the other thing. Trust. Trust that everything's going to be all right. I've been losing a lot of sleep. And when the phone rings at night, I know that I shouldn't have this kind of mindset. But my nervousness is, and what keeps me up, when I get a call after 12 midnight, you know, when you get a call after 12 midnight, it's not a good call. And it's either your son has been arrested and taken to a mental institution, or he's been killed by a trigger-happy cop. Let go. And let God. Let it go. You can't take him out of harm's way. You can't make his choices. You can't make him go to a therapist. You can't make him take his medication. This is bigger than you, Mr. Motivator. Mr. Motivator, life is about surrendering and releasing. Surrender this to God. Give it to him and let it stay there. And release it. Ooh. Oh, that's so easy to say. So easy to say, but not hard to do. But very hard to do. So easy to say, but very hard to do. And the schizophrenia, people in that state of mind, they have a foul mouth. They call you everything but a child of God. They blame you for everything. They thrust themselves as victims. They do everything they can to disrespect you and make you feel guilty. And you look at them. Is this an alien? What? What happened to my son? This is not the child that was brought home from the hospital. What happened to my son? This is not the young man that we've done speeches together. What? I can help young men all around the world. What happened to my son? He can't hear my voice. He can't hear my voice. Let go, Mr. Brown, let go. Let go and trust. All is well. All is well. You have stuff to do. You have work to do. You have an assignment with your life. Let go. You're 75 now. You don't have a lot of time to give away. You're close to the end. You have more yesterdays than tomorrows. Let go. Keep thine eye focused. Harness your thoughts. Let go. You're allowing this to stress you out. Cancer feeds off sugar, but it's fueled by stress. He said, I'll keep thee in perfect peace, whose mind has stayed on thee. Trust the word, trust the word, trust the word. Don't just be ye hearers of the word, be ye also doers of the word. Trust and let go. Whoa. So my message is, and many of you already know, some things we have to surrender to him. Some things we have to surrender. We have to let go. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. You have something special. You have greatness in you. Pray for my son, please. And pray for me to let go and trust. And remind me, greater is he that's in me than is he that's in the world. Remind me as he's with me through this experience. And so is my son. His hand is on his life. And he could do for him which I cannot do. Somebody needs to hear this. And I think it's my responsibility to share it. It's my assignment, calling on my life. And to be transparent and vulnerable and honest and authentic. And I'm not Superman, no. But I'm like the lady who said, Lord, I ain't what I want to be. I ain't what I'm going to be. And thank God, I ain't what I was. This has been Mrs. Mamie Brown's baby boy. Pray for my baby boy. And me. I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Thank you. Thank you. What a friend we have in Jesus.